Very good morning and a very warm welcome to StudyIQ. I am Prashant Mavane. I hope you all are doing good. Dear friends, welcome to StudyIQ, and let's see what we have got in the PIB today. But before that, I would like to introduce all of you to our pen drive and tablet courses for various different exams. StudyIQ provides pen drive and tablet courses. To find out more about it, just check studyiq.com. Today we have many important items to talk about. Let's start with the picture. Now identify the picture that you can see on your screen. Of course, it is a continent that you can see on your screen. So do give me the name of this continent. And the last picture was about Michelle Bachelet. She is associated with the politics of Chile. With this, dear friends, president of our country, Sri Ramnath Kovindji, inaugurated this Mahamastak Abhishek Mahotsav 2018. We talked about this Mahamastak Abhishek Mahotsav a couple of days ago, and the reason why I am discussing this thing with you is because if you go through your past papers, then you find this type of questions being asked to you many a times. Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan and Samyak Charitra. These three are the gems of Jain philosophy. Imagine if you are asked a question on this thing that Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan and Samyak Charitra are associated with which religious philosophy. Now, of course, you know that this is pertaining to or associated with Jain philosophy. Now, it's quite interesting to note here that President of India has said that these are relevant. These three gems of Jain philosophy, this Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan and Samyak Charitra, are relevant for the entire world. What do you understand by this thing? The only thing is that if you see the things that are going on around us, two of the biggest challenges through which the whole world, not only humanity, but the whole world is going through, the first one, of course, is climate change, and the second one is terrorism, right? Terrorism is an ideology, and if you want to get rid of terrorism, the only way you have is you have to work at ideological level. To hunt down terrorists, of course, you require forces, but when you want to get rid of this ill ideology, then the only thing that you can deploy is this Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan and Samyak Charitra. Peace, non-violence, fraternity, morality and social welfare. Same thing applies to climate change as well. And the reason why I say that climate change, it applies to climate change, is because if you think about this thing, why are we facing climate change? Because we have in fact used or we have exploited the natural resources to such an extent, and all the damages that has been created by this excessive use of these natural resources has in fact pushed us, or this is one of the reasons why we are standing at this point where the whole world is about to face a catastrophe, right? We see on a regular basis nearly 50 species of different animals, flora and fauna, dying on regular basis. Right, the way we are seeing this climate change and its products like the cyclones, intensity of these cyclones, the numbers, we see this rainfall being distorted, becoming more and more erratic, and it is creating this imbalance throughout the world. So this is the reason why we have to work at this level, right? We have to, if we are not at peace, this is not, I'm not talking religion here, right? I'm talking about very practical things, that if you are not peaceful, do observe this thing. The day when you not had this enough sleep, and then when you wake up, you won't be in that great mood, and throughout the day you will create many problems. Instead of sorting out problems, you would be creating more problems. Or in fact, if you are solving some things, then as well you will have that anger and negative energy in you. Do observe this sort of emotions as well. And the only way, because when I say that you want to be able to create solutions, that means at global level, if you think, right, if we are not satisfied with what we are, if we are not satisfied with what we have, then we run after and we do all those things without thinking their side effects. And this is what has happened with the world. Too much exploitation has created this sort of things here. So this is the reason why it is important, and the reason I'm throwing this much light on this particular topic is not because I'm interested too much in religion, but the one reason is that I think this sort of discussions will help you with your essay writing. It will give you some more views. I'm sure you all have your own views, and of course if you want, then feel free to share it in the comment section of this video lecture. With this, dear friends, the Department of Space has demonstrated once again that it has, or it can in fact create a positive change in rural lives. Now the thing is that ISRO has started a new pilot project, and when I say pilot project, it is basically a sort of experiment that is going on at present. 18 crore rupees has been spent so far in establishing 473 VRCs. VRCs stands for this Village Resource Centers. Now, if you observe the things that have taken place in last 5 to 10 years, we see there is a drastic change in the life of rural India. Earlier on, we were not having, if you are living in rural area at present, or if you have practically experienced this thing, right, then imagine the lives of people in rural area 5 to 10 years ago. They were not having internet. Even electricity was a big issue, and when you don't have this sort of basic facilities, then you cannot expect growth and development. This is one of the main reasons why we were not able to you can say place our rural area and this rural potential to a growth and development platform. But with the help of this space technology, things have changed now, right? Many of you would be living in rural area at present as we are speaking, and you would be listening to this video, you would be watching other videos of StudyIQ, and this is possible because of course, space technology. Those days are not far from us when if you are not well, say for example, then you can make or book an appointment online and you will be diagnosed by a doctor, say for example in California, or a doctor in Cairo, Egypt. You never know, right? So its work is already on this thing, but we don't know how long it will take for us to live or to use all these things as common as we are using internet at present. But it's not going to take ages, right? The way changes are taking place as well, the pace of change has increased as well. And tele-education, natural resources information, this fisheries, say for example, now with the help of satellite technologies, we can identify where exactly you have good amount of fishes, and this can be shared with our fishermen, and this is going to be win-win situation for everyone. If somewhere if you find that the quantities of fishes are declining, then you can inform your fishermen, and they will leave those fishes and that particular water body or that area alone for some time, so that natural breeding can take place, and once healthy numbers are there, then you can start your activities back again. So there are many examples. I can go on and on, but I have some more examples here for you guys with the help of the space technology, how positive, or what are the positive changes that are taking place, or social upgradation of rural areas taking place. With this, I also remember one thing. Please go through these 7 points. I want to add one thing here, and that is about PURA. PURA stands for Providing Urban Amenities to Rural Area. This is discussed by APJ Kalam sir in his book Target 3 Billion, and this providing urban amenities to rural area basically means that all those facilities that you find in a metro city, or of course you don't need trams at your village level, but internet, electricity, good clean drinking water, right, then television and other things from where you can learn, communication, there are many other things as well. Research and development can take place there, packaging can take place at your farm level, and this sort of things are going on as well. And now at present, I think that slowly we are we are stepping in an era where all these urban amenities will be available in rural area, and then you will have its benefits too. You won't see this mass migration of people taking place from rural India to urban India. You don't have to be separated from your family just because of livelihood issue, right? You can stay with your family, your people, your village, throughout your life, and whenever it's required, you can just go there for as a tourism purpose, right? Or if you want to go for a business deal or something, then you can come back to your place. So this is something that is possible because of infrastructure and other things. And space programs, they play a very important role here. In terms of natural calamity as well, they play a very important role, and there are other benefits as well of this thing. So that's what is going on. So thank you all this scientists who are delivering this quality, or they are in fact working tirelessly to upgrade the quality of life of our rural area. With this, dear friends, a very unique thing, and this is something that that I believe will be replicated in different parts of our country. Now the thing is that this Bhabha Atomic Research Center, they have found a new way of treating this solid waste, or you can say this dried sludge. Now conventional sewage treatment plants, they do treat the sewage and this dry sludge, but the only problem with them is they cannot get rid of these pathogens and bacteria that we find in our sewage. And what happens is that they are released, this treated water is released back in natural water body, and then it becomes part of this food chain, and then it enters our body, and then we get disease and other sorts of issues, and it results in water pollution as well as soil and other sort of pollution. So now with the help of this new method, bark will spray or crush this dried sludge. It will crush it and expose it to 10 kg of radiation dose. And what happens when you expose it with this 10 kg radiation dose is basically you kill this pathogens and things, right? Bacteria and other things, you can kill them. It's very difficult to kill them otherwise. So once you get rid of them, you can spray this dry sludge with bio NPK. NPK stands for nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. And once you spray them with this bio NPK microorganisms, they become a biofertilizer, and you can use this biofertilizer. It is good or rich in organic carbon as well as other nutrients, and then you can spread it on your soil, and this will become a sort of win-win situation for everyone. One of the most important topic that I want to discuss with you all today is this Minamata Convention on Mercury, right? It is associated with Mercury, very, very, very important thing. Many questions can be formed out of this thing, so please keep this thing in mind, that Minamata Convention is associated with Mercury. Now, Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has approved the proposal for ratification of Minamata Convention on Mercury and depositing the instrument of ratification, enabling India to become a party of the convention. With the help of this ratification or this approval or green signal of Union Cabinet, now the ball has started rolling. And now we have been given 25, means as a bit of flexibility here. By 2025, we have to get rid of all these products that we are using that has mercury in it, and we have to get rid of all the processes as well that has mercury in it. So basically, we are heading towards a mercury-free production and products. One of the most important, or one of the most, you can say, the objective behind this Minamata Convention is that I'm sure you would be knowing about this thing, that when this mercury enters our food chain, it can kill us too, and it negatively impacts environment. Biggest, you can say, or the biggest segment of people who get affected by this thing is our poor and vulnerable groups. This ratification by India will promote research and development and promote innovation, because we have to work towards this goal of 2025, through which we have to get rid of these products and processes, as I told you about. Now let me throw some a quick light, right? Let's have a quick glance over this Minamata Convention. Now, mercury poisoning in Minamata, and based on this thing, you have a disease called Minamata disease associated with this mercury pollution, was identified by France 50 years ago. And if you are wondering where Minamata is, then this is the place, right? This is Japan here. This country is Japan, and this portion you find a zoomed version is here. So here you have this Minamata city, and because this convention took place here and it is associated with this Minamata disease, so you have this name Minamata Convention. Now here is a picture. We'll throw some more light, and I believe with the help of this picture you will be able to understand this mercury or diseases associated with mercury. Volcano, coal plants, mining and other activities, right? This one is of course natural, but man-made activities as well. They release mercury into our environment. Then eventually this mercury will enter our food chain, and we will eat this fish, and mercury will come into our tummy and we'll get exposed to it, and then we'll have all these diseases and things like that. Very important for human health, very important for food chain, very important for flora and fauna, and very important for the entire world. With this, dear friends, we reach this Rafale deal, and Rafale deal, you have government of India has clarified, because from last many days there were allegations going on, and government, it is the responsibility of the government to clarify if there is something or if something is alleged. So government has clarified that defense procurement procedures are followed. There is no sort of corruption or anything, and because of security reason they cannot release all the details associated with this thing. Last item but important, very quickly, Prithvi 2 missile. This is not the first time we are discussing it, but because it is here in the news, I thought it will be a good for your revision, and you should have all this information the tip of your finger, right, associated with this Prithvi 2 missile. Indigenously developed, surface to surface, nuclear capable. The weight of this missile is 4,600 kilo. It can carry 500 to 1,000 kilogram of liquid propulsion. It has twin engines in it. First inducted in 2003. A single stage, again liquid fuel. And the most interesting part is that this is the first missile that is developed by DRDO under this integrated guided missile developmental program. With this, dear friends, we come to the end of this discussion. These are your answers, your new and fresh questions. Check out StudyIQ.com to know more about our pen drive and tablet courses, and of course don't forget to subscribe, share this lecture with your friends. Do give us a like if you have learned something out of it, because it motivates us to produce more quality stuff on regular basis. Pass your valuable comments. I'll see you all soon. Enjoy your studies. Jai Hind.